Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have a new and special guest with us, Paul Goranson. Paul is Chief Operating Officer of Uranerz Energy, which can be traded as URZ on the NYSE MKT. Thanks, Paul, for being here with us today.
Thank you very much for asking me to do this interview.
Paul, talk to us about your background and what special skills you bring to the Uranerz Energy management team.
Sure. I started in this business back in 1987, working for other uranium companies, and I've done several startups during my career. And in addition to operating facilities, et cetera, I started at Uranium Resources, worked for them for 10 years, doing developing new projects, operating them, and then restoring them, as well as managing some of the newer projects in their portfolio. In 1997, I joined Rio Agua Mining, where I handled all the regulatory affairs and licensing and permitting, and eventually moved to handling all their reclamation of their tailings facilities. That gave me a good level of experience prior to joining Mustania Uranium in 2004, where I started up a whole new company in the uranium industry and started from ground up and then operating the facility as we saw a rising market. While I was in Mustania, I not only managed the operations, but also I managed the licensing and permitting, as well as the marketing side of the company as well. We carried that through until 2010, when I got an opportunity with Cameco to lead their U.S. operations as they were beginning their double use strategy to increase their production portfolio. I was responsible for their Smith-Highland and Butte operations, and during my tenure, we were able to continue licensing and permitting new operations, and we were actually successfully able to see a significant production increase for the startup of the North Butte operation here in Wyoming. And as Cameco's strategy changed over the last year to account for the for the uranium market, I left them in November to join, and then ultimately joined Uranerz in December of 2013. And since I joined Uranerz, I've been involved with a startup here. And of course, this being my seventh startup provided me quite a bit of insight into how to get these operations up and running. And that was I saw that as being something I could bring to the table for Uranerz, is that experience, and then helping to lead the company into being an operating company, and in continuing operations as we continue to develop our new properties. We have a good team here, and it's been a good, real positive side for me joining this team, having such a good team, and then being able to bring something that they need, which is the experience that I bring to the table.
So, Paul, you've gone from working for the Cameco major and coming into Uranerz Energy. What makes Uranerz so exciting, so different, and unique today in the entire uranium mining sector?
Uranerz is unique because they have some very good properties. Their grades are probably some of the best that are available in the Powder River Basin. They have an excellent property position. We started with a very good technical team. We have the ability with the properties we have to actually provide develop them as we need to sustain our production and continue to grow. I see lots of potential, significant potential upside opportunity with Uranerz, being a smaller company, than Cameco, being much more flexible, and it's an area where I see just tremendous amount of growth opportunity within the uranium industry.
Let's focus a little bit about the growth and sustainability. We're in a current uranium market where the spot price is at decade lows. But despite these low spot prices, Uranerz is in a strong position as it has some attractive offtakes with some of the largest utilities. Could you provide us with some details and highlights on some of these advantages with these offtakes as you enter production?
Yes, the probably the greatest advantage to having these offtake agreements is that they provide a means for having predictable cash flows as you begin to develop your operations. And in a spot price market, given the fact that these contracts are well above where today's spot price is, as well as being significantly above where our expected operating costs are, they provide a tremendous amount of base cash flow to sustain the operations. And they provide us an opportunity as well to be less sensitive to what the spot price is. Since these offtake agreements are based on have an element of the base prices to them and fixed prices, they give us quite a bit of leverage as we move forward. So we won't be as needed. It won't be as necessary for us to be pushing as much material into the spot market in a low price environment, but also provides a base load so that if we do decide, if the market conditions do improve significantly, we can increase our production and take advantage of the high prices or improving prices as a result of an improving spot market, so that we have the best of both worlds effectively between having a hedged or having an offtake agreements to allow us, and as well as being able to be exposed to the spot market. We think that provides the best means for providing a steady return on our production.
Paul, recent news was very significant that the Nuclear Regulatory Commission gave the final approval to begin operations at Nichols Ranch. Could you provide us with some details on what is currently going on at Nichols Ranch and some highlights going forward?
Sure. Well, we had the advantage of being already flowing water over through our well field and through our plant prior to getting that authorization. So when we got the authorization, all we really needed to do was basically turn on the oxygen and begin leaching the uranium. And what we've seen to date is we're operating through 4 header houses, which is sufficient to sustain us through the year and into 2015. And we started seeing some building of the head grade as we began. The oxygen is beginning to pass through the ore body. And we expect that to continue with significant head grade gains over the next week or a few weeks as our production begins to build. We expect to begin developing additional header houses toward the latter part of the end of the year as we begin to prepare for production in 2015. And everything is right now is basically working as we expected, with no significant upset conditions occurring in the plant or in the well fields. So we expect to continue to see a positive improvement in our production as the ore body begins to respond to the mining activities. And we're starting to see, we'll begin to build on that success as we begin to develop more well field and begin to bring on more production in the very latter part of this year, early next year.
Paul Goranson, Chief Operating Officer of Uranerz Energy. Symbol is URZ on the NYSE MKT. Thanks so much for being here with us today and for giving us a current update on Uranerz Energy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.